Good morning, everyone. Everybody stand up for the prayer. Mr. Condi, kindly lead the prayer. Okay, so let's bow our head for the prayer. Okay, so thank you, Mr. Condi, for the prayer. So before you take your seat, kindly pick the piece of paper under your chair. Okay, so thank you. You may now take your seat properly. Before we start, let me check your attendance first. Who is absent for today? Very good. All of you are present. Now, kindly pass your assignments that I gave you last meeting. Okay, so thank you. Before we start our discussion for today, I would like to inform our classroom rules. First, listen attentively. Okay, so the second one, avoid using cell phone or any gadgets during class hour. The third one, if you want something to say or any clarification regarding our discussion, kindly raise your hand. And the last one is participation is must. Okay, so thank you. Now, let's recall our last discussion. Who among you can remember the topic we discussed in last meeting? Yes, Miss Policarpio? Very good. Okay, so our last topic that we discussed is all about the personal effectiveness. So what is personal effectiveness? Yes, Mr. Morizo. Very good. Do you have any clarification or questions about last topic? Okay, so if there's no any questions or clarifications, let's proceed our next discussion. But before that, let's have an activity first. So our activity entitled Loop a Word. Okay, yes, Mr. Morizo, kindly read the direction. Thank you. Okay, so now I will ask you the words you can see here. So yes, Miss Leones. Very good. Ideal self. Okay, so here's the ideal self. Yes, another one. Yes, Mr. Servando. Please stand up. Self. Very good. Self. Here's the self. From this row. Yes, Miss Policarpio. Actual self. Very good. Actual self. And how about this row? Yes? Mr. Reyes? Self-concept. Yes, very good. Self-concept. Yes, here's the self-concept. Okay. Another one. Yes, Mr. Libara? Habits. Very good. Habits. Habits. Yeah. Okay, so thank you for your participation of our Loop Award. Okay, so now, before we end, let's have 3 claps. 1, 2, 3. Let's proceed to our discussion. And here's the objectives of our lesson. The first one is explain the definition of self-concept in its 2 categories, including the actual self and ideal self. The second one is identify the ideal self, unique characteristics and habits of every student. As I have a pictures here, all you need to do is to give your an idea about this picture. Okay, so first picture, Mr. Morizo, give your an idea about this picture. Okay, very good. Okay, so this picture describes that the children is dreaming about their future. Okay, so next. Yes. Yes, Mr. Conde. What can you say about this picture? Very good. Okay, so this picture should that be yourself. As a human, you must be yourself. Okay, so next picture. Yes, from this row. Yes, Miss Leones. What can you say about this picture? Okay, very good. Okay, so the picture describe the person must, or this picture describe that has a positive characteristic. Okay, so for example, the humble, trustworthy, wise, and worthy, trusting, thoughtful, and determined, or caring. Yes. And next picture. Yes. Miss Carcueva, what can you say about this picture? Very good. Okay, so this man is dreaming about his future, or about his to become a successful man in his life. Okay, so very good. Thank you for your idea about this picture. Okay, class. Give yourself wow clap. Okay? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow! Based on the picture you have seen, what will be the topic for today? Yes, Mr. Condi? Very good! Our topic for today is all about self-concept. Okay, so what is self-concept in your own idea? Yes, Mr. Reyes? Very good. How about you, Mr. Condi? Very good. Self-concept refers to awareness of yourself. So what does it mean? See, you must know your habits, you must know your characteristics, you must know yourself, who you are, or what is your identity as a human being. For example, me, I am aware of myself that I am a good person, that I am a industrious person, and I am the studious student or a teacher. Okay, so how about Mr. Conde? Very good. Okay, so here's another definition of self-concept. It perceives your behavior, abilities, and unique characteristics. Okay, so what is your own idea about this definition, Miss Policarpio? Very good. Okay, so now another definition of self-concept: personal knowledge of who we are, encompassing of all of your thoughts and feelings about ourselves physically, personally, and socially. Class, it is important to have a knowledge, to know who we are, and it is must that have a knowledge about ourselves. No, it is important because we have a different or a distinct characteristics. For example, I have characteristics that I know, and as my students, you have a different characteristics. And for example, Miss Miss Conde, yes, what is your characteristics that you are aware of? Very good. Okay, so you have a different characteristics between of your classmates, and especially as your teachers. Yes, we have a different characteristics, and that is more important that we have a knowledge to know ourselves. Yes, Mr. Conde, what is your idea about or about self concept? I know you have a different or unique characteristic. Yes, very good. You know and you are aware of yourself. Yes, as you are a good person, you are a good student, and you are, yes, industrious student. Very good. Now, self-concepts, just like what I said, is perceive the behavior, abilities, and unique characteristics. Just what I said, we have a different characteristics. So we must know to have a knowledge who we are as an individual. We must know our behavior or characteristics and so on that pertains our personality as a human. And self-concept, we have two categories: the actual self and the ideal self. So before we discuss the meaning of actual and ideal self, let me ask first your own idea about these two categories of self-concept. Okay, yes, Mr. Marizo. In your own idea, what is actual self? Very good. Yes, how about this row? Yes, Miss Leonis, what is your idea about actual self? Yes, very good. Okay. Actual self is who you, when we say actual self, is who you actually are. And is the way in which a person sees himself now. So, I give you an example of actual self is, for example, me. As you can see about what you can say about me and what you observe about me, that is my actual self. So, my actual self is that is my characteristic that I aware. For example, I am a good person. So, or for example, I am a industrious person. That is my actual self. That is example of actual self. Okay, how about you, Mr. Zerbando? Do you have an example? Your actual self? Okay, please stand up. Very good. Okay. Yes, how about from the girls? Yes, Miss Policarpio. Okay, can you give an example of actual self? Very good. Okay, so now let's proceed the ideal self. Okay, so ideal self is the self. Okay, so before I read the definition of ideal self, let me ask first to you your own idea about ideal self. Yes, Miss Carcueva, what is your idea about ideal self? Very good. Okay, how about from the boys? Mr. Libara, what is your idea about ideal self? Okay, very good. Okay, so that is an example of ideal self. So, okay, class, when we say ideal self, it is the self that you aspire to be. In short, it refers that ideal self, that is the self that you want to be. Right? Okay, so it is the person who you want to be. Just what I said. That is you are aspiring, you are dreaming that someday you want to be, or you want to be that person or personality happen in your life. Okay, for example, you want to be a successful, or as a teacher. Me, my ideal self, someday I want to be a supervisor or any, or to become, in short, a successful person. Okay. Now, class, in your own idea. So, what is your Mr. Rix, Honde? So, what is your ideal self? Yes, very good. That is a good ideal self. And how about from the girls? Yes, Miss Leonis, what is your ideal self? Please stand up. Very good. That is good. That's a great ideal self. Okay, so you may take your set now. Okay, so all in all, the difference between actual self and ideal self, when you see actual self, that is who you are. When you see ideal self, that is the self you want to be. Okay? So understand, the ideal self, that is the self you want to be, and the actual self, that is self who you are right now. Okay? Class, do you understand about the topic that we discussed right now about the self-concept and its categories? Is there any clarifications, questions about our discussion? Very good. Okay, so if there's no questions and clarifications about our discussion, the self-concept, so I will hide and we will have an activity. Okay? So, I will ask you first about our discussion. Mr. Condi, regarding of our discussion, what is your idea or what is self-concept? Louder, please. Very good. Okay. How about from the girls? And self-concept, as Rex Condi explained the meaning of self-concept, and self-concept has two categories. So what is that? What are those categories? Yes, Miss Leonis, what is the two categories of self-concept? Very good. Okay, so that the two categories of self-concept is the actual self and the ideal self. Now, Mr. Morizo, what is the difference between actual self and ideal self? Louder, please. Very good. Okay. You give a good explanation about self, about the actual self and ideal self. Now, Rex Conde, please stand up. Cyril Morizo explain the definition of the difference between actual self and ideal self. Can you give another or exact definition of actual and ideal self? Yes, stand up, please. And very good. Okay, so you give a good explanation about what is actual self and ideal self. Hi, class. Do you have any questions regarding our discussion today? Very good. So if you are totally understand about the lesson we discussed, let's proceed our evaluation. Okay, so here's our evaluation. And Mr. Morizo, can you kindly read the direction? Very good. So I give you 5 items of evaluation and choose the best answer. Okay, class, I give you 5 minutes to answer the evaluation and you start now. Okay, class, are you done? Okay, so if you finish to answer the evaluation, exchange paper with your statements. Okay, so I will read the statement and you will answer the exact answer or the exact answer of the statement. Is it actual self or ideal self? Okay, so statement number 1. I should be confident in capable and I should be happy like everyone else are example of what categories of self-concept? Yes, Miss Carcueva. Please stand up. Very good. Ideal self. Okay, so number 2. It refers to the one that you actually see, and it is defined as a characteristics that you are nurtured. Yes, Mr. Condi, what is your answer of number 2? Very good. Actual self. So the answer number 2 is actual self. As you can see, the statement is pertaining to the actual self. Number 3, it is derived from social interaction that provide insight into how others react to you. Yes, Miss Leonis, what's your answer of number 3? Please stand up. Very good. That is self-knowledge. Okay, so number 4. It is refers to the self that you aspire to be. Yes. If you understand that we topic about the ideal self and the actual self, you can answer the exact answer of this statement. It is refers to the self that you are aspired to be. Yes. Miss Policarpio, what's your answer of number 4? Very good. You understand the lesson today. Number 5. I don't feel loved or lovable, and I am afraid of being vulnerable are example of what categories of self-concept? Yes, from the boys. Mr. Morizo, what is your answer number 5? Very good. That is an actual self. Okay, class. Who got a perfect score? Very good. All of you got a perfect score. Okay, so please submit your paper. Okay, so please sit down. Okay, so but before we end our evaluation, please stand up and give yourself wow clap. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Okay, so please be seated. Okay, class, we have an assignments. Please, Mr. Morizo, kindly read the assignments. Okay, thank you. So please copy the assignment and the link, and I will post the link in your Google Classroom. Are you done? Okay. So before class end, I would like to please stand up, everyone, to our prayer. Miss Leonis, kindly lead the prayer. So let's bow our head. Okay, thank you, Miss Leonis, for the prayer. Okay, class, that's all for today. Thank you for your participation of our discussion, and keep safe, everyone. Bye, class. Thank you. See you next meeting.